not for the faint of heart. Durrick goes up strong, and he's going to have to continue doing that, having major league snatches to compete with Georgetown.
Xavier up by 2 in the rebounding department. Walker.
Strong. Got away with one.
Stripped by David Edwards. And Edwards 1 on 4 and somehow scored.
He never recognizes numbers. He's been riding that subway in New York for a lot of years. He's not afraid of rush hour.
Glad pushes Xavier back out in front by 4. His first basket.
Well, that's what David Edwards does to John Thompson. He almost holds his heart when he's off to the races like that.
Sam Jefferson, and he scores. So Sam Jefferson, who came in to replace Dikembe Mutombo, drops in his first basket.
I think Durrick Strong gets this one, and he actually fouled, I think, Jamal Walker in to Sam Jefferson.
Sam Jefferson, 6'10" senior out of Washington, D.C. Originally went to St. Anthony's High School, where John Thompson got his coaching start. And the last of the St. Anthony players to play for Coach Thompson. And Jefferson misses. And it's a 2-point Xavier lead. 12:48 to go in the first half. Maurice Brantley in for the Musketeers.
Georgetown almost caught between defenses there. We're switching and unsure.
Tyrone Hill.
There's the kick.
This is Gladden. And a patient Xavier team on the offensive end, converting.
Well, the newcomer of the year in his conference, very confident player.
Dwayne Bryant loses the handle, called for traveling.
Well, penetration gets everybody up, but they are very unselfish, this club. You see Gladden stepping in to the shooting area. And Pete Gillen has them prepared. Forget about the off. They're involved in the game.
Bryant making up for his mistake with the steal. Let's see if he finishes it. And he does. So Dwayne Bryant comes back, drops in his first basket of the afternoon, cutting the Musketeers' lead to 2, 15-13.
Wagging the dribble into the zone.
Davenport. A 3-point shot by Michael Davenport, and it's out to a 5-point lead.
And the reason he didn't start is that bad ankle. He's recovering slowly.
Hurt the ankle in the Midwestern Collegiate Conference Tournament.
Here's the 2-3.
Morning. Rebounded by Strong. 5 rebounds for Derek Strong.
And talking early, you got to go to the 2-3 to protect your big people. You don't want to get them in any foul problems early.
Davenport. Short. Bryant through traffic. Rebounded by Morning, and he loses the handle, and it goes back to Xavier.
He really goes after a ball, though. He may have pushed or shoved, but a winner, a heart underneath that shirt.
Mutombo back in for Morning.
Also number 41.
And Antoine Stoudemire into the contest for the Hoyas. Tight ball game between Minnesota and Northern Iowa, and Michigan down by 2 to Bo Kimball and the Loyola Marymount squad.
1-3-1. Exchanging as in a matchup. As the cutter goes through, Edwards will stay.
Walker kicks it out to Davenport. And Strong with yet another rebound, number 6.
Their confidence growing because they're getting their type of shots.
Boy, Strong is throwing his 235 pounds around nicely in the middle.
Georgetown eventually will play man-to-man. They're going to have to come out and guard them. Too many easy shots.
Nice pass into Strong. And Mutombo forced him to change the shot, but the Musketeers come up with the loose ball. And Tillman is going to get called for a reaching foul. So Mark Tillman picks up his first personal. As one would expect, a squad like Xavier coming from the Midwestern Collegiate Conference, the player said, we know this will help to establish some respect for us if we can knock off Georgetown. Matter of fact, they said scratch that when we beat Georgetown.
Laboring in anonymity, but people who play them know how tough they are. Watch their Dayton championship loss. Two terrific teams going all out, both with similar philosophies.
Jamal Walker, Michael Davenport, Aaron Williams, Maurice Brantley, and Derek Strong on the floor for Xavier, and Strong powering his way in for the biggest lead of the game for Xavier, 20-13.
Well, don't get Georgetown mad. Play, you get them excited, involved in the game, going to their strength when they needed it. You can see the usual help not there. Sam Jefferson opening up late, Alonzo Mourning getting down a little bit late, and of course the physical play of a former football player to boot.
Aaron Williams picked up the personal foul. Neither team in a penalty situation as Tillman drops in too. Cutting the Xavier lead to 5. 9:41 remaining in the first half. Georgetown trailing by 5 to Xavier, the Midwestern Collegiate Conference champion. Finished the regular season with a mark of 26-4.
John Thompson in a 1-2-2, trapping out of it. The reason I think he switched the defenses as a turnover is to make Xavier slow down. They like to go full throttle, make them be more patient.
And Michael Davenport loses the ball off of the bad ankle, his right ankle that he twisted badly in the conference tournament championship game. Tillman probably feels he can exploit the quickness advantage. Stoudemire way off the mark, but rebounded by the smallest man on the floor, Edwards. And Hill.
He is pesky. Don't leave your wallet there, right? He is an aggressive player, a lot of fun to watch.
Brantley for 3. Seven points for Maurice Brantley, averaging only 3 on the season.
Still the 2-3. Xavier on offense really getting a lot of easy goals because of their ability to draw and kick to open shooters.
And one of the knocks on the Hoya squad all season long is the lack of a scoring forward, as Jefferson misses.
Numbers.
Slammed by Strong and fouled by Mourning.
All the Purdue fans are involved with Xavier, and they're exciting play early. You love guys to finish off plays, and when you do it with authority, there is a message. Mourning caught on the rear and aggressive. Sending it down. Oh, he's very lucky.
All right, Georgetown's in trouble. We're going to get you right back to Indianapolis. But in the meantime, let's go out west for one of the great stories in the tournament. The emotionally charged Loyola Marymount. We're going to get you right back to Georgetown and Xavier with the Hoyas in trouble. But in the meantime, let's go west where one of the great stories is surfacing with Loyola Marymount. This emotionally charged team tied at 19, 11:51 to go first half. Greg Gumbel, Quinn Buckner out there. Let's get a quick taste of this game.
And it has been an up and down game, as you might expect when Loyola Marymount is involved.
When Loyola has their tempo, Greg, they've wanted to push the ball up and down. They've really struggled getting it in the basket, and that's crucial for them. They're shooting like 33%, and they need to get it up about 55 in order to be successful.
Tom Peabody with the basket, and there is a backcourt violation, and that'll go over to LMU.
Eric Riley, I'm sure, just was trying to make sure the right person took the ball out of bounds, and he just stepped in with the ball. Clearly a violation.
The Michigan Wolverines in the white, defending national champions. And Jeff Pryor, leading scorer in the game so far with 8 points, is back on the floor.
Got a little more offense with Jeff.
There's Pryor out of the corner.
Little offense with Jeff, folks.
Pryor has 11. 24-19. And the Wolverines break the press. Inside, foul is called. That one will go on Pryor. Higgins says he was shooting, and I think the officials disagree.
Fouls on 21, Jeff Pryor. Second personal, 16 fouls on
Number
Loyola.
2 on Pryor, the 6'2 senior out of Newport Beach, California. Michigan with the better percentage, with Loyola just firing them up as they go up and down the court. And Jeff Pryor and Loy Vaught, the leading scorers on each side.
Well, it's a mild understatement to say they fired up, Greg, but the 33%, it's what obviously would hurt any team. But see, for Loyola, their shooting percentage is based on them shooting over 100 shots a game. Paul Westhead said if we shoot 100 shots, then we have a very good chance of beating you. Loyola shoots normally about 51%, so they are a little slow. They were slow on Friday, but they seem to pick it up when they need to, as they did in the second half against New Mexico State.
Sean Higgins hits the first, and he'll get a second. 6'9" junior from Los Angeles, so he's playing in front of some home crowd folks today.
He's not only doing that, Greg, but what there's been some question about is he's got his confidence back. He had a stress fracture and just hasn't shot the ball quite as well, so he may not have the confidence he had before the injury.
Bo Kimball, baseline drive. And the nation's leading scorer has 5, and it's a 5-point Loyola Marymount lead. Higgins for 3. Chris Knight with the board. Under 11 minutes to play now, first half.
Got Sean Higgins guarding Bo Kimball. Sean not normally a defensive shooter, player.
Throws up an air ball out of bounds, and it belongs to Michigan. Here in the West region, Loyola Marymount knocked off New Mexico State 45 points Friday night by Bo Kimball, and they're taking on Michigan. Later today, it'll be Alabama against Arizona. Ball is kicked out of bounds. Michigan retains possession. Xavier leading Georgetown 28-15.
Xavier's proven that they're team to play. As a matter of fact, Xavier beat Loyola Marymount, so they've proven that they can beat some good teams.
This is Mills. Short hook doesn't go, and that'll go on Mills over the back of Chris Knight.
Well, they've got to watch getting Terry Mills in foul trouble because they are only 5-5 in terms of the season records when either Terry Mills or Loy Vaught get in foul trouble, and going up and down wears big people out, making them exposed to getting fouled.
That's 2 personal fouls on Mills. Kimball with Griffin on it.
He'll take him off the dribble.
Shot doesn't fall. Caleb has the rebound and pushes it up court. And he traveled.
And that's a very good call. The official right on top of it. It's right in front of him. Demetrius Caleb looked like he wanted to pass, and at the last minute rolled his hand, and the official right on it. Whoa! 3 back.
4 turnovers now for each team.
Turnovers for Michigan will be something to watch because they're normally turn it over only about 14 turnovers a game. They have 4 already with 10 minutes to go in the first half.
And Mike Griffin has just drawn another foul trying to keep up with Bo Kimball. Minnesota with the 6-point lead over Northern Iowa in Southeast Regional play. Into the game, number 20, Lowry for Loyola.
And committee.
Tony Walker has great speed up and down the court. Really wanted to come to Loyola to put that speed to use. But Terrell Lowry is a much better scorer.
Both teams in the bonus situation now. Good short shot by Chris Knight. He has 4.
This is who Steve Fisher didn't want to have the ball. Loy Vaught not on the press.
Michigan will now go into the offense. Ramil Robinson for 3. Michigan's team leader in scoring, steals, and assists, and back comes Lowry with the 3. Rebound attempt, and Chris Knight draws the foul.
Well, Paul Westhead is raising Cain because, and I saw it too, Michigan tapped the ball out of bounds again, and Paul Westhead is trying to get his point across to the official.
And he will do it while we take time out here in Long Beach. 9:32 to play. Loyola Marymount by 4.
It's Wednesday morning and
Mondin Lowe has it stripped.
Hill hasn't been able to get on track today as he did in the big upset against Missouri. They just haven't been able to get him the ball down low.
Oh, Newby's spot. Still can't get it to fall. Tapped into Lynch's hands. 3-on-1. Great job by Newby at getting a hand on that ball. Now out into Turner. 3-on-1. The big fella's open.
Good pass.
Oh, yes. And Coffey had to hold on or he was going to drop right out of the sky on top of him that time.
Excellent bounce pass by Turner. The only way he could force that inside, and good job by Coffey to kind of protect himself. Now with 1:42 to go, Northern Iowa in a pretty good shape right here. Get a chance with Reese on the line, get it within 2. They've done the job, and I'm sure that Elder Miller wanted to make sure his stuff could sustain.
That's to the ring.
They're doing.
Mike Frances has been touting that Georgetown team for a month. I wonder what he thinks of this.
Reese, as I said, came into this game tied with Randy Cranbrink as the all-time leading scorer in the school's history. Now holds that all to himself.
And his first points in 9 minutes. Makes it a 2-point game again.
Well, it shows the confidence that Elder Miller has in his bench and the fact that he put Reese down for about...
So what that means is Duke and UCLA will move on to the Meadowlands in the regional semifinal.
Musketeers over the 3rd seed, the Hoyas. Let's go back to James and Bill Raftery.
We'd like to welcome those of you who are watching the Loyola Marymount game in that contest with Michigan here in the Midwest region, Indianapolis, Indiana. James Brown along with Bill Raftery, where Georgetown is trailing Xavier by 14 points. And Xavier came out early on playing Georgetown's game and right now is beating Georgetown at its game.
they were ready. They were not in awe. They drove and kicked it off for good shots. Defensively, they've been aggressive. They start out man-to-man. Now they're back in the zone to protect their big people and force Georgetown to shoot from deep.
Ryan from deep, misses. Rebounded by Sam Jefferson. Can't find the range and a lid on the Georgetown basket. And Mourning picks up yet another foul, his second.
Georgetown is just so quick to a long rebound. All the little things are usually theirs. Well, there's some physical play. Strong and Mourning, the lead some rest. Look at this. I mean, Alonzo pushed under 3-4 feet, but the 4 people, of course, Jefferson and now for Mutombo, have just gone after every errant shot.
And John Thompson certainly being pushed to his tactical limits here in the first half against a good Xavier squad. Very strong at the free throw line. 1/2 of that twin tower combination for Xavier, standing 6'10", 230. Drops in his 8th point to go along with 7 rebounds. And Bill, for the audience just joining us, elaborate on the fact that these two teams do share a lot of similarities, particularly in the middle.
Well, the pressing philosophy is one, the pushing up the ball, but the big guys are very well thought of. A lot of scouts here to see Tyrone Hill and Derek Strong. Not as familiar. Hill, a pretty good offensive player, shot blocker, and Strong, very physical with a turnaround jump shot.
Bryant finds the range for a 2-point shot.
Nice step in and a little Tennessee waltz by Hill and Mourning.
And it's a 14-point Xavier lead as the officials are talking to Tyrone Hill and Alonzo Mourning. Thus far, Xavier out-shooting Georgetown from the field and doing the job on the boards as well. Xavier with its own twin tower combination, 2 6'10" players, and Tyrone Hill and Derek Strong winning the battle right now between Mourning and Mutombo.
And Xavier has forced Georgetown to play man-to-man earlier than I think John Thompson would have liked. They've taken him out of the zone. And this is when he penetrates.
Jamal Walton, rebounded by Derek Strong, who loses the handle. Tillman, 3-on-2. And Georgetown still can't find the hole. Hill. Points for Tyrone Hill, who averages 20 a game, the MCC Player of the Year.
Under control, Jamal Walker is a great leader for this club, and you, I think, saw the concern etched on John Thompson's face. They've got a tough club in their hands.
Jefferson gets the roll. 3:16 remaining. The Hoyas of Georgetown, the 3rd seed here in the Midwest region, trailing the number 6 seed, Xavier Musketeers, by 14.
The speed of the game has forced Mutombo out.
Strong.
That's his shot. They really like to gamble outside. They have the big people in the back to help out as well. Really improves your defense.
And Mourning is fouled by Derek Strong. Strong picks up his 2nd personal foul. So Dikembe Mutombo has been on the bench for a good stretch for Georgetown.
And he is still hurting. That fall earlier, James, on the dunk. I don't think you're going to get him out for it, though.
I doubt it.
For long, anyhow. Now
he's got a pro-type body.
He sure does. For a couple of sports.
Including rugby.
Absolutely. Because with the made free throw, now we'll see if Georgetown goes after it. I just don't think they get as much out of their full court pressure as they did over the course of years for some reason. Not trapping as well. The 3rd man in, not anticipating as well.
Mourning with his 5th point.
I'm waiting for a ref to call that 10-second violation on the free throw. He may not work again. He takes a lot of time on the line.
Colin Parker goes in for Xavier. Michael Davenport out. And Mourning, unfazed by an errant buzzer at the scorer's table, drops in the free throw. And Georgetown trailing by 14.
To the line Friday night against New Mexico State in memory of his close friend and former teammate Hank Gathers, and drilled it. The fans fully behind him and are expecting it now.
Greg, he's got a stroke with it too. Reminds me of my old day.
There's the steal by Peabody. Dish for Lowry. Steve Fisher wants timeout. Loyola Marymount's fans are going wild. We'll be back.
Indicate that today. However, trailing by 6 at
Welcome this way.
Lance and Mike Francesa with you on this wild Sunday of tournament action. Still the 2nd round. Mike, put it in perspective for us.
We talked about this tournament being wide open. 6 of the top 16 seeds are out, and Georgetown and Michigan, 2 teams I picked for the Final Four, in big trouble right now. And the Big 8, the strongest conference at the top of the polls all season, out of the tournament.
Well, you talked about Georgetown. The Hoyas, the 3 seed in the Midwest, definitely in trouble. In fact, getting light. 2 big guys for the Musketeers. Derek Strong and Tyrone Hill have 22 points combined. Mourning and Mutombo only 7, and it's a 14-point lead for Xavier. About 5 minutes left in the first half of that game. Now, elsewhere out on the west at Long Beach, Loyola Marymount, 14 points up on
Xavier Musketeers by 14. In action in the NCAA tournament play around the country, St. John's played well but lost finally to Duke. UCLA by 1 over Kansas. Jim Herrick got the Bruins back. Syracuse squeaks by Virginia, and Terry Holland ends his season hits for the AD job at Davidson, while earlier here in Indianapolis, it was Texas in a thrilling last-second victory over the #2 seed Purdue.
Next 2 minutes important for Xavier. What kind of shots they get?
Like that.
And they ran a play, a screen down.
For Jamie Gladden, a freshman from Lorain, Ohio, and he's got 10 points.
Because I think Xavier's doing a great job getting back defensively, a fear that they had going in. And they've gone right at Georgetown with their offense. Perimeter game, no Mutombo, no Morning.
Stoudemire. Welcome to those of you who are watching the Northern Iowa-Minnesota contest here in the Midwest at the Hoosier Dome. It's Georgetown and Xavier, and the Hoyas being manhandled by Xavier. 40, make it 42-24. James Brown along with Bill Raftery. And Bill, we said it all first half, Xavier with a twin tower combination all its own, manhandling Georgetown.
And believe it or not, folks, that score is correct. Jamal Walker doing a great job penetrating and getting it to the big people.
Michael Tate drops in two for Georgetown, and it's a 16-point lead with under a minute remaining in the first half.
They got the numbers right here. Parker, not his experience, backing it off. Perimeter shooter, got hurt in the preseason, so not as confident as these other Xavier players.
Aaron Williams.
Oh, don't put it over your head like that. Protect the basketball, only a freshman.
Morney, Edwards, and Tillman in to replace Stoudemire, Jefferson, and Bryant for Georgetown. John Thompson desperately seeking the right combination. 31 substitutions for Georgetown in the first half.
Well, John's in the early days when we coached against Raleigh, he liked to sell the programs.
Aaron Williams goes in for the slam that's partially blocked by Morney.
They could hold it for the end. I want to. Pete Gillen's putting up one finger. Let's see.
The last 20 seconds of the first half, and Xavier with a comfortable 16-point lead.
Obvious, stay at 16 or make it 18. Don't shoot too soon. Give Georgetown down to 5.
From three-point land. That's the end of the first half. With the score, Georgetown trailing by 16 to Xavier. CBS Sports coverage of the NCAA basketball.
Good move by Jeff Fryer. And Fryer has 16.
Really come up big here in the first half, Ray. Fryer's played extremely well on the offensive end.
Michigan will slow it down now. Defending national champion. Turnaround by Mills is good.
Terry Mills is doing what he's been doing all year. He had a bad game, and they knew that he'd come up and play a good game today because he had a bad game on Friday. He hadn't played 2 back-to-back bad games all season, so we expected to see Terry have a good game.
Fryer traveled as the turnover. Meanwhile, Pierce Steamer back into the lineup for Loyola Marymount. Full court pressure and finally inbound. Rumeal Robinson has it taken away by Peabody, who's down on the floor with him. And the whistle blows and there was a travel. And Peabody will go to the bench. Meanwhile, Steve Fisher giving counsel on the other side of the floor.
Peabody did a great effort to come up with the steal, but he comes in and makes a lot of things happen. Now it's up to the starters to get out, keep up the defensive pressure so you can keep the tempo going in Loyola's favor.
Michigan with 9 turnovers, Loyola Marymount with 6. There's a steal. Here comes Kimball. Foul, and he'll shoot 2.
Well, you can see right here that Bo's got his mind made up. He's going to take it to the basket. There's no question about Rumeal getting over there trying to prevent the shot. but Bo Kimball had his mind made up. I thought he was going to try to dunk the ball. Ramil Robinson did a good job cutting off the angle.
11 points, 3 boards. The nation's leading scorer at 35.6 a game. His 45 points Friday night, a West Regional scoring record.
But he was a little disappointed, Greg. He told us he was going to get 7. Got off to a little bit of a slow start.
When he told us that, we laughed, and we looked back at him, and he wasn't laughing. Here's Griffin, open, and hits. Mike Griffin has 4. Kimball on the move, and Mills with the rebound. Michigan quickly into the front court, and Mills open and throws another one home.
It's great for Michigan while they're making that shot. But Greg, once they get the ball over the court, they're barely letting 5 seconds run off the clock. So as long as they're making, obviously it's good. But if they start missing those shots, that's when the fast breaks come up for Loyola Marymount.
Mills has 14. Kimball's shot is off. Griffin has the rebound, and back come the Wolverines, and there's a foul in the backcourt on Walker. That's number 2 on Tony Walker.
See, Michigan's got 10 turnovers, potential 20 points, and you see Loyola Marymount has 16 of those 20.
Shall we call them capitalists?
Yeah, they'll take advantage of a little turnover here and there.
Here's Demetrius Caleb. 66% free throw shooter. And there's his first point of the day.
One shot, man! Here we go!
It is now an 8-point lead for Loyola Marymount with 3:27 to play as number 24, Sean Higgins, comes into the Michigan lineup.
Steve Fisher doing a good job keeping the rotation going, Greg. Getting guys fresh legs, giving them breathers, taking Griffin out, bringing some more offense in with Sean Higgins. But they put Sean Higgins on Bo Kimball.
Pryor.
That's who they've got to stop.
Pryor has 18.
Good pass.
Higgins for Ramil Robinson.
Michigan basket by Ramil Robinson.
Bo Kimball nails a long one. We welcome those of you who have been watching Xavier in Georgetown. Here it is 54-44, Loyola Marymount leading the defending national champion Michigan Wolverines by 10. Wolverines whip the ball in white, and it has been Loyola Marymount's pace, and they have been hitting from long range. Speaking of hitting from long range, Terry Mills hits 2 more. He has 16, and he's 8 for 11 from the field.
Terry Mills has been playing well, but I think as long as you got the rhythm of Loyola Marymount, they've got to feel happy. Right now, they got 57 points with 2.5 minutes to go in the game. This is along the pace that Loyola Marymount wants.
Terrell Lowry with the 3. Ramil Robinson back and scores. Ramil Robinson beginning to heat up. He has 9, but here come the Lions. Jeff Fryer is on fire here in the first half. He has 21. That's 5 3-pointers. And the foul in the backcourt is on Kimball.
Well, Bo Kimball would have been better off not fouling there, because I tell you what, I'm looking at the Michigan players. They're a little slow walking back for this foul line. They're just worn out for this pace.
Steve Fisher said, we're used to an up-tempo game, but we're not used to what Loyola Marymount is going to throw at us.
I've said this before, and Steve Fisher knows it as well as anybody. You cannot practice this kind of pace because Loyola just does it so much better than anybody else in the country.
Look at the 3-point shooting. Loyola Marymount shooting 53% from behind the line. Caleb at the line, that's way short. And Mills has it and puts it up.
Well, he is rolling, Greg.
Michigan basket by Terry Mills.
Terry Mills now with 18 points. This is Chris Knight in on the baseline and back up top. Steamer fakes the 3, tries to get it back outside and lost it. Up ahead for Tolbert, and the basket will count. So Michigan comes right back, and we have a little more conversation. This time, Terrell Lowry, number 20, and number 24, Sean Higgins, and looks to be getting a little serious.
Well, they're exchanging greetings, Greg. I'm sure that's all it is.
Late for St. Patrick's Day.
Michael Conley in the game for Michigan, replacing Demetrius Caleb. Tony Tolbert at the free throw line, shooting 1.
Tolbert makes it a 60 to 53 game. As we approach a minute and a half, Kimball for 3. And there's a foul on Pierre Steamer behind, and I think Pierre might regret that one.
Yeah, that's one he really didn't have to give, Greg. You know, there was no chance for him to get the rebound. You like aggressive play, but you don't need to go in and slap like that.
Here in the West region, Loyola Marymount and Michigan, the winner here advances to Oakland, California next weekend to play the winner of our next game this afternoon. Crimson Tide of Alabama and the Arizona Wildcats. Meanwhile, the other West regional action in Salt Lake City, Nevada, Las Vegas, and Ball State have moved on. So those are the other 2 teams that you will see coming out of Oakland, California here on CBS next weekend. Terry Mills hits from the free throw line.
If you've got to talk about anybody playing well, it's got to be right here, Terry Mills. He's looking at, what, about 19 points, and he doesn't have a lot of rebounds, but he's come back with his offense, and he's the main reason that Michigan is right where they are in this game.
That one will go on Riley. The 6'11 freshman fouled over the back. And let's make note of the fact that was once a 14-point lead for Loyola Marymount is now 6.
Well, you got Lloyd Vaught coming in. He's got a considerable break there. You know, you got Eric Riley, the young freshman, but he comes in, and if you can give Vaught a break, you know, that allows him to stay involved in the game without exposing himself to foul trouble, considering the pace of the game.
Steamer hits the first. The 6'7 junior from Södertälje, Sweden. I'm getting so good at saying that.
You got that down to a science.
Hits them both, 62-54. And Demetrius Caleb replaces Talley. And Tom Peabody off the Loyola Marymount bench for Chris Knight.
Both substitutes giving breaks. Chris Knight was a player that we were concerned as to whether or not he'd show up to play in the tournament. I think he's done a great job getting some rebounds, getting some points for the Lions.
Pressure forces the turnover, and this is Lowry. Caleb was triple teamed in the backcourt and coughed it up. Here comes Tolbert down the lane. Nice shot.
Shows you he's got some skill.
And the steal by Tolbert. Takes it to the baseline, out of bounds, belongs to Michigan. Good defensive play by Steamer, number 4. Under a minute, 58 seconds to play, 64-56. Coming up at halftime, Jim Nance, Mike Francesa in our studios in New York. They'll update you on lots of tight games this afternoon, and they'll set the stage for next week's matchups in this year's NCAA championship.
Got to get the ball right there because Tom Peabody, there's no way he can guard Terry Mills.
Tapped out of bounds, Michigan again. And now Ramil Robinson will check back in for Michigan. Minnesota with the 3-point lead in the Southeast. And Xavier continues to dominate Georgetown, that game at halftime.
Well, that's another one of those surprises that I know I didn't expect to see.
No shot clock. 35 seconds to play, first half. 64-56 Loyola Marymount, and Michigan content to hold it.
Michigan has probably got Sean Higgins and Ramil Robinson. You want to get them on the side with Terry Mills and let him post up because he's been playing great on the offensive end.
Good shot by Caleb. 64-58. Kimball on the run, inside, draws the foul, and he'll go to the line. With 9 seconds showing, Kimball will shoot 2. Foul is on Michael Talley. That's 2 on Talley. And Steve Fisher playing the part of timekeeper on the sideline.
Bo Kimball at the free throw line, shooting 2.
Kimball missed that one.
Going like a brick. Quite frankly, he's a great shooter. That was really a brick.
He has 15 points. And now Bo is to give up the basketball while the officials confer as to whether Michigan can make a substitution here.
They can.
They can.
Bo already had the ball, and the officials making the call.
So Loy Vaught will take a seat. Kimball with 16 points, and now Peabody into the game to replace Bo Kimball for the final 9 seconds.
I'm going to say Bo from getting his 3rd foul, and Peabody is also capable of coming up with a steal.
Here's Ramil Robinson. He'll pull up and block from behind by Peabody. 3 seconds. Wow. And the whistle blows. It's a traveling violation, but Terrell Lowry gave it a shot, didn't he?
Oh, he gave it a great shot. He threw the ball left-handed, and it was only about 4 feet short. Well, not quite that. 2 feet short from going in.
We still have a second to go on the clock, and Michigan will inbound it, and now Loy Vaught comes in. And Mike Griffin will, too.
Steve Fisher looking at a chance to try to cut the lead down a little bit more, just going in here.
I think we're looking at the possibility of a lob to one of the big guys inside. Terry Mills will inbound. And now number 14, Michael Talley, wants in for Michigan. And Paul Westhead says, what's the deal here? Well, I count 5 players on the floor now, so the Wolverines have 1 too many.
No, they had 2 too many. They had 7 players on the court.
1 second to go. And time expired.
No, we got a 5-second call. We got a 5-second call. They couldn't get the ball out to Ramil. Steve Fisher standing there trying to figure out what went wrong. And Michigan just did a poor job of setting picks to get, and they were looking for Ramil Robinson. Poor job of getting him open.
So now Bo Kimball back into the lineup, and he and Per Steamer are going to figure out exactly what they want to do with this 1 second remaining.
They don't have a chalkboard. I'm not sure what they can come up with here for this last second.
I don't imagine it'll differ much from their usual offense.
Get open and throw it up there.
Steamer lofts it. And the whistle blows as got the shot off. He must have stepped.
Wait a minute. Now, if they say the ball if it's out of bounds, if he caught it out of bounds and they bring it back over here,
then there's still a second remaining on the clock.
Yeah. Oh, they said he caught it and stepped out of bounds. He caught the ball inbounds and stepped out of bounds. But you see the pass right here. Now, if he catches the ball and he's already out of bounds, then the ball rightfully should come back to where Per Steamer threw it. Now, he catches the ball.
He touches the ball there and then steps on the line.
Steps out on the line.
And still hit the shot.
Threw up a raindrop. They put the 1 second back on the clock.
Well, now the Loyola Marymount Lions have left the court, and now they've got to come back.
They better go get the managers. Loyola Marymount was gone.
In fact, there are still only 3 of the Lions back on the court now. The rest of the team has gone to the locker room.
So what they ruled basically is he caught the ball, he was inbound, stepped out of bounds before the time was run off the clock. So therefore they leave the 1 second on the clock. As you can see back there, some of the Loyola Marymount players just kind of standing and lurking. They finally decided to come back into the game.
This is a lot like an encore for a rock group at a concert. The fans are cheering for them, and now they make their appearance. So what this will do is mirror the exact situation Michigan had earlier. No, it won't either, because it'll be inbounded at the other end of the court.
This is the length of the court, and the only thing he's going to do is just try to get it down here and get a shot up. Paul Westhead got him engaged in a little bit of a conversation. But he's got the best of the calls right now, because Boyd to cross the ball out of bounds, they can have it, Michigan have it on their own half-court line.
And we're only just beginning here in Long Beach today.
You know, but Greg, we got a second to go. We got 65 points by Loyola Marymount. They average 124 points a game, well on their way to what they like to get in terms of scoring.
Chris Knight will defend against Terry Mills, who will probably do his best Boomer Esiason here.
Now, it's got to touch somebody in bounds. If they go straight out of bounds, Loyola gets it back where Chris Mills is.
He just lobs it. And Steamer has it. And now we're at halftime. That's the end of the first half with our score, Loyola Marymount 65 and Michigan.
Young man out of the Bronx, New York. And Billy, although Walker only had 2 points in the first half, it was his floor leadership that you were most impressed with.
I guess who his heroes are. The Pearl, Washington, and Rod Strickler. So my question to Gillen was, is he on time? Because Rod known for being... He said, oh, no. He just loves the way they play. Of course, with the Gauchos in New York, a basketball team that travels the world, and a great recruit, Lou Del Maida, is the coach and coordinator. Do a lot of good for kids.
Tilt with the shot, and he gets the bounce. That last foul was whistled against Jamal Walker. His first personal. And Georgetown trailing by 20.
James, as you watch now, Georgetown used to make the next logical pass the toughest and then rotate. They're not doing that. You can see leisurely making the pass to spots on the floor. And Xavier just having a comfort zone. There's a good help out there
by Morney. I remember the coaches saying before being down this far, hurry up with patience.
And strong, and of course the weak side help there as well. And speaking of help, when you've got the wingspan and you're aggressive in nature, you're going to come up with these plays, and they just need more of those continually. It's too sporadic for Georgetown.
Foul called on Derek Strong, his third personal foul. So Derek Strong has 3 personal fouls, and Tyrone Hill has 2 personal fouls. Walker. Rebounded by Mutombo.
And you notice the balance by Xavier. They've done a good job getting back, not giving up the easy one.
Trailing by 14. Mutombo. Edwards. As Georgetown methodically coming back has cut the lead to 12, 43-31.
And Mutombo, who was out too far for that patented jump hook with a nice kick, forcing the timeout here. Pete Gill.
They got away with it. I thought it was a pretty good defensive maneuver. You know, Hill has got a lot of athleticism. We saw that in the game against Missouri. He isn't putting the points on the board today that he did in that game, but he can play against any of these Minnesota guys in terms of his power. Did not play as a senior in high school. Went away to junior college. One of Eldon's former players guided him his way. Good addition to this squad.
Score is tied, 55. 15 minutes in regulation.
Zone defense, 2-3 now, trying to protect some people. Eldon has stayed in that man-to-man the whole way. This may slow down Burton a little bit. Excuse me.
But not so that you notice. He scored all 11 Minnesota second half points. No one else on the board except
11 seed on top of the 3 seed. 6.
Top down.
Good job by Bond.
Turner's 3 off the mark and into Hill's hands, and he was short. Bond comes out and he hurt himself when he fell.
Yep. Twisted that ankle and did the right thing. Bounced right back up. You can see he comes down. This is an excellent rebound. He came right down, had no opportunity to get himself, stepped on a shoe, and normally that really twists that ankle. Oh, great hustle.
Got it back. Knocked away from Burton by Hill, and a foul is going to be called.
Tumbo in the first half. Georgetown, #1 in the country in
Evenness of play. I don't think it's a reflection on the conference. But St. John's was the only blowout, huh? By 4. Little switch. John went to a 2-3 and then trapped out of it. And David Edwards is a real enthusiastic type of performer, and it's going to have to rub off on his club. Lethargic, unlike the typical Georgetown team.
Wayne Bryant picking up his second personal foul.
This is they give time to lace the shoe. John's going to try all his defenses now and see if he's reached them. See if there's an enthusiasm burning. Can he stoke the fire? He needs turnovers, quick shots to get it going his way. And then Xavier has to question the shot. Put a little stress on that. It hasn't existed thus far.
The only time I saw Georgetown look as bad in the first half was against Northern Iowa, as Derek Strong goes in and powers his way in for a slam. Tillman with 2.
A gamble pass by Edwards to Jefferson. Just talking about a delay in the game.
Yeah, being warned. Next time that will be a technical foul.
Now that's supposed to be good for that. We're inbounding without the officials. Just like
playground.
Exactly. Now that should go for both clubs now, any delay in the game. Of course, the goal sets up the full court pressure. This is where they love to get it going. And we'll see the poise of Xavier. Are they in the right position? Good composure as they handle that.
Brantley, Tyrone Hill, Jamie Gladden, Jamal Walker, and Maurice Brantley. And Derek Strong, the 5 in for Xavier.
You mentioned Tyrone Hill there. He's wide open. Elapsed defensively.
Strong. Looking just like that. Strong. As Mark Tillman with the foul. His first. Change that. They called it on Sam Jefferson. He picks up his first personal.
No respect for Sam.
Anthony Allen comes in replacing Sam. 14 points, 11 rebounds thus far for Derek Strong. Make it 15, and Billy, that's coming off of a Friday night performance of 17 points and 11 rebounds.
He's their big game player. Can't give up these easy baskets, though.
Bryant with the easy basket. A 12-point Xavier lead. Welcome to those of you who were watching the LMU-Michigan game. Here at the Hoosier Dome, it's Georgetown trailing Xavier by 12. Make it 14 on that basket by Tyrone Hill. And it was all Xavier in the first half, and thus far they're keeping the streak going. Tourney with the slam.
Good night. Because early on, it was the big people of Xavier. Hill and Strong doing the damage, and the good control by Walker. And Georgetown now trying to get back in it. Not enthusiastic, and they've got do they have a technical? I think on Dwayne Bryant.
Now, Dwayne Bryant was most upset with himself, swinging his fist in the air and walked away from the official who made the foul call, his third, but the other official got on him.
Expressing the point, now that doesn't seem that bad.
That's not aggressive.
I used to get technicals for showing up. I mean, he's as quiet a youngster as you'll meet. All he did was express. I guess officials don't like to be shown.
Derek Strong will shoot the technical. An 83% free throw shooter. He'll get the second technical shot here.
Over all the years, seldom do you see a Georgetown kid get a technical. John might get it, but the kids usually play it. I didn't think that was a vociferous reaction. I've seen a lot worse.
Vociferous.
Loud.
The net effect is a 51-37. Xavier lead with 16:03 remaining, and Xavier has the ball.
Well, that could ignite another run by Georgetown. Gladden and Walker have reacted beautifully to all the switching defenses. Gladden's the boss now with Walker getting a well-deserved rest.
Unlike the John Thompson we saw in the Syracuse game who got thrown out with multiple technicals, he's been awfully subdued on the sidelines.
Don't you love your senior trying now?
Blocking foul called on Michael Davenport.
Good step in as Hill and everybody else jumped in, but Tillman able to go strong.
For those of you just joining us, it's been an Xavier day all the way from the field and in rebounds, and the Twin Towers. Derek Strong and Tyrone Hill have really done the job, 28 points, and have done the job with a combined 16 rebounds.
And the question there with the summary was it a shooting foul? And they said no.
Tyrone Hill. Whistle for the foul coming over the back. His third personal foul.
He's got to play within himself. He and Strong very key, particularly with the talent up front for Georgetown.
Tyrone Hill has been the one getting most of the visibility, but Derek Strong certainly has made a strong case for NBA consideration as Mutombo with the jump hook.
I tell you, that was a tough shot off the glass. You just like Strong because he resembles you a little bit, huh? Nice and big and tough.
In my old days.
And a clear out here on Dwayne Bryant.
And he picks up his fourth personal foul.
Well, the hand is out there, but the attention drawn by the theatrics.
And Antoine Stoudemire comes in to replace Bryant. Georgetown trailing 51-37 to the Xavier Musketeers.
Jamal Walker gets away with more action. He left himself up for grabs there as Allen overplays Hill. But he'll get you a little excited if you're coaching him, Jamal. He'll make some unbelievable moves and passes. And I asked Coach Gillen this morning, he said, well, you got to live with it. I mean, he does so much good. He leads us so well.
No, that isn't David Letterman. That is Pete Gillen there, head coach, 5th year at Xavier. Has done an absolutely marvelous job. MCC Coach of the Year this year for the 3rd time in his 5 years there.
Of course, he's had some pretty good teachers with Rolly Massimino and Digger Phelps. They're going to put a new 45 up, I think, because of the kick ball. Let's see. First, the ball was thrown in to the leg. I wouldn't call that a kick.
Where's the play? When did the whistle blow?
Well, that is the conversation they're having.
You got the
to add some more time back to the game clock.
Oh, I see. Okay.
They said the ball was actually, the whistle sounded at 15:08, and that's the time that's re-put, if you will, back on the clock. So the game clock reads 15:08. 41 seconds left on the shot clock.
To finish the thought on Gillen, he got a lot of organization, he said, from Digger Phelps, and the family atmosphere from Rolly Massimino.
And indeed, his team, one of the more notable characteristics, the family atmosphere.
1-3-1 right now. At some point, if they don't get the steals on the traps, they're going to have to come out and play them head up.
Davenport for 3. Hill with the rebound.
Didn't need it.
Morning. Up to Tillman. And Walker fouls him from behind.
That's the one fear that Xavier had, the transition, not getting back and protecting. Of course, the giveaway there saved the goal.
Bill, you commented that Georgetown looked lifeless in the first half. They didn't have any heart, nor played with their heads. Certainly a distinct change in the second half. They're playing more aggressively, but it also shows how well Xavier's playing, that they still have a 14-point lead.
Well, kids are, their reactions are unusual at times. Xavier, where's Xavier from? How good are they? How good's their con? And that's what kids, they start believing in the papers, and it takes a while to grab hold and straighten them out. Now, John, obviously, at halftime, got to them, and their enthusiasm level is a lot better, but the Xavier team has really withstood the onslaught.
Well, Georgetown slowly chipping away at that Xavier lead, having cut it to 12 with 14:43, a lot of time.
And real small lineup by Georgetown now. Only Morning, 6-7 or over.
John Thompson getting what he wants, Bill, in terms of changing the tempo with this smaller, quicker lineup.
And now he's going for a little offense with Mutombo in for Allen. So John taking advantage of the stoppage of play.
Taking out Allen, who's 6'7", and Mutombo, who's 7'2".
Well, he hasn't been there all those years and won so often by sleeping.
One of that graphic, Xavier, cold from the field.
And the defense stepped up in each shot now. What you hope if you're Georgetown is to get them thinking a little bit.
Morning. Alonzo Morning cuts the Xavier lead to 10, and Morning has 10, averaging 16.
Penetration, or the big guys underneath have to touch it. Little high low.
Into Hill. And Hill over top of Alonzo Morning.
Well, they don't run a lot of plays, but when they do, or have to, they reach back and call the right number.
13 points for Tyrone Hill. Morning should not have put it on the floor.
Made himself their size.
Oh, nice pass to Hill.
I don't know if they wiped the goal out. Hill may be hurt as well. Jamal Walker really doing a little extra just to get the house in it. Almost wipes out, and Hill with the charge. They wiped the goal out, and in agony on the floor.
Now, Bill, as pretty as that play was, from a fundamental standpoint, Walker should have given it up a lot sooner because he actually blocked Hill's view of the defensive player.
Good point. And the dish as well.
Take a look.
And this is where we mentioned Alonzo Morning had made. Now, he does a couple things with the ball he doesn't have to do. Now, this is where he had the dish to the left and did not do it. Just really Gladden all alone, never got a look. And not only did he get the foul, the wipe out of the goal, but a possibility of Hill with the injury and, of course, the insult of the foul.
And let's give some credit as we gladly see Tyrone Hill walking away under his own power, although he picks up his 4th personal foul. David Edwards, the smallest man on the floor at 5'10", standing there and taking the brunt of that charge from Hill, who stands 6'10", 245.
He didn't even think about it. He's got that moxie. John waving the ball back, getting everybody organized right now.
Now, Bill, we heard them say they wiped the basket away.
Yes. They left it up.
We'll get a correction in a minute as Mutombo adds to the Georgetown score with the slam. 53-43. 13:05 remaining in the game. The winner, of course, moves to the round of 16 in Dallas.
This is where experience in tough games comes into play. Of course, the advantage in that case to Georgetown.
Strong on Morning. Pushes him. Good hook there. 19 points from Derek Strong, who averages 13.
And they know where to go when they need a big basket. Strong or Hill.
Edwards for 3. Stoudemire with the rebound. Tillman forced to get the roll.
Anything long, you know they're in the game when they come up with it. Now they got Morning with an intentional foul as he grabs Strong. John Thompson upset. This is 2. They did have the basketball, so it's just the 2. Intentional foul, and you'll get a chance. Alonzo Morning does get involved with Tombo as well, though. Ooh. Number 33 with a vicious shot. Unnecessary.
Indeed. Makes it his 3rd personal foul as Jamal Walker drops in the free throw.
Really unnecessary. He's such a good player, too, but that's the frustration being vented. Not touching enough, knowing they're in trouble.
And Thompson knows how that was an unnecessary foul on the part of Morning. Despite his actions there, Walker drops in his 5th point. And it's a 12-point Xavier lead with 12-12 remaining.
Could really play head-on-head on Walker.
Strong. Rebounded by Mutombo. By Brantley.
Edwards with the step in. I started to mention now, David Edwards can play. He's tagged with the foul. John not very happy with the change of events. A lot of calls going against Georgetown, but Edwards has to play Walker head-on-head. He's helping out. When he gives it up, he doesn't have to. Stay at home.
Georgetown over the foul limit. Xavier, the bonus situation.
And number 10, Jamal Walker at the line.
You've already mentioned how Rod Strickland is a hero of Jamal Walker, and they are indeed good friends. And Walker says he's been taking a lot of notes from Rod Strickland's play as he drops in his 6th point to go along with 6 assists.
Do you think this club will be fighting for identity if they happen to win this game in Cincinnati? I mean, maybe the Bengals and the Reds may not have the front page for a while.
Necessity when you're playing in a game like this, you've got to do all the little things. You see, Knight is still able to stay in, but he finds Jeff Fryer open, but the credit has to go to Chris Knight to be able to not only save the ball, but find his scorer, Jeff Fryer.
Michigan ball out of bounds.
Perry Mills inbounding for Michigan. And tapped out of bounds and belongs to the Wolverines. Steve Fisher giving Caleb some instructions to step back a few feet.
He wants Demetrius Caleb to go all the way to the other half of the court to not get caught up with the pressure that Loyola Marymount can put on you. Griffin is giving that shot. He's going to have to take it.
Lloyd Vaught has a call for him.
Michigan down to
70 to 62. Fryer into the lane and back outside. Steamer for 3.
Here in Northern Iowa, can they show they could go out and chase a little bit?
Minnesota's biggest lead of the game right now.
The zone has taken away Reese's effectiveness a great deal.
Now they're missing from 3-point land.
And they'll start over from outside. Swing it around, Robinson for 3. And Ramil Robinson connects from long range. He has 12. That of the Lions. They're on the drive. And a blocking foul on Michigan's Mike Griffin.
Tony Walker was really upset that he was not able to get that shot down. Able to get the ball up. You know, Loyola Marymount gets you when they make shot more so than when they miss it, because people...
Hoosier Dome. A first-round record was set here Friday night when 39,940 showed up. So you think fans here in Indiana enjoy basketball?
They love it.
Mutombo with the rebound.
Nice job not putting it on the floor, kicking it out.
Tillman, double punch. Mutombo has a strip, but it's still Georgetown's ball.
He does have a feel for the game, doesn't he?
Getting better.
Oh, what an improvement.
And he said that he's working so much on that jump hook shot that John Thompson tells him no one will be able to stop if he perfects. And Mourning way off the mark, and the smallest man on the floor with the rebound and score, David Edwards.
An energy rebound. He's in the middle of it.
9 points for David Edwards.
Here's the contain.
Foul whistle inside. Is this on Mourning?
It may be again. Either Mourning or Mutombo. John Thompson called.
Oh, they actually whistled this one on Xavier's number 52, Dwayne Wilson, a 6'8", 245-pound freshman.
Look at that.
Take a look at scores from around the NCAA tournament action. For those of you who may just be coming in, some great games. Texas a squeaker by Purdue.
Jim Delaney and his committee. have to be delighted with the outcome of the games. I mean, so evenly matched.
And UCLA over Kansas. Trevor Wilson and company, Don McClain. Here we have Alonzo Mourning trying to cut into a 12-point Xavier lead, and now it's 11. Mourning, okay.
Generally, they don't do this stuff. They don't permit that. Stop the play. As they did before the ball was inbounded.
Exactly. The ball had been handed to him.
That's a nice courtesy. And the gentleman did. Because he probably feels his kids need the rest anyhow.
Pete Gillen said that he's been trying to set up a game series with Georgetown for a long time.
What time does he call them?
4:30 in the morning.
It's a ring once. And had Xavier said, after today, I don't want to have any more phone conversations.
1 for 2 for Mourning, rebounded by Mutombo, who goes up, and Strong looked like he had all ball.
Could have been a jump ball. But you have to admire Mutombo for getting in there, couldn't wrestle it free, but it always keeps the arms extended. Now, that's an extraordinary rebound. And a lot of bumping and banging underneath, but you may be right. Could have easily been called a jump.
Dikembe, talk about a quick learner, Bill. Each game he's progressed and shown that he's learned a new fundamental from the coach.
I remember early in the year doing a DePaul game, and John Thompson said he's learning how to make the little hooks, the little crossover steps, power moves. He just hasn't been able, there's always traffic around him, if you notice, to utilize it during the game. And who better to teach it after playing behind Bill Russell and doing so well at Providence than John Thompson.
Right now, Thompson would settle for that. Made free throws. It's a 10-point ball game.
And look who the man in the middle, the free safety. Usually it's that forward about 6'5" or 6". It's Edwards. Great anticipation. It's set up in a 1-2-1-1.
Jamie Gladman replacing Michael Davenport for Xavier. 11 minutes remaining. This contest between the number 3 seed, Georgetown, and the 6th seed, Xavier.
Big, strong pick.
Strong with the nice pass inside. And Georgetown scrapping. Possession arrow favors.
A difference there. Should be Georgetown.
Favors Georgetown.
The difference there, the pass wasn't to Hill. You've got to know who's on the floor. Wilson not as good at catching and seeing. And Strong made a normally good look, but unfortunately, not the same kind of receiver.
Alonzo Mourning in for Anthony Allen, the 5 for Georgetown. Alonzo Mourning, David Edwards, Antoine Stoudemire, Dikembe Mutombo, and Mark Tillman.
In the zone. Flat 1-2-2.
Both teams over the limit and fouls. All shots from here, bonus.
James Walker way back, not really challenging David Edwards.
And Mutombo trying to draw attention to the fact that Strong is pushing him from behind.
Good post up.
And Xavier steals it.
Oh, the Pearl Monroe. It is heyday with this fun as well. I think Tillman should get to the top of the key. If they're going to flatten out, who better to shoot that jumper at the top?
Walker spins Xavier into a 12-point lead that Edwards cuts to 9 with that 3-point shot.
Got to take it, though. They're not really respecting the outside shooting of Georgetown.
David Edwards, as a freshman, providing some strong leadership at the point with 12 points for Georgetown.
The flexibility of Georgetown. Mutombo out guarding at the point of the zone.
Derek Strong, good pump fake. But he won't before. I have not seen Mutombo take as many fakes in the season as he has from Derek Strong here.
I think he's really energized. He's not focused as well. But down the other end, this spin move. I used to say the Pearl could spin in a phone booth. Put Jamal Walker in there with him. Extraordinary ability in the open floor, and it's got Xavier ahead. 61-52.
Kimball. Oh, blew the layup.
Tried to draw the foul.
And there's a foul by Peabody at center court, and Rumil Robinson was fouled at midcourt.
Bo Kimball, in trying to draw the foul to keep the defender from going up, tried to make contact with the body. Just didn't get enough on the ball, shot it short.
Kimball is not having a good shooting day. 6 for 22 from the floor. Higgins pressured by Fryer. It is Talley, Robinson, Lloyd Vaught, Terry Mills, and Sean Higgins. This is Mills.
Yeah, but this is what Michigan needs to do. They've been able to get back in the game close enough. With Paris Steam out of the game, he was the strongest, biggest player that Loyola Marymount has. The way to take advantage of it is post Mills and Vaught.
Lowry comes back with the three-pointer. 82-72.
Burton, Scott Cox, they switch back.
Newbern. Into the hands of Turner.
There goes Reese.
The handle is lost, out of bounds, Minnesota ball.
Brett, one more dribble.
Davis.
Punched it to his left and had him taken on in there for the layup.
Plenty of timeouts for the two coaches. He's shooting the bonus as they have been here the rest of the way. 2:39 left in regulation. 74-67, Minnesota. 2.5 minutes away from advancing down to New Orleans and the Southeastern region.
Jonathan Cox has to really...
Rebound, Scott! No, and Michigan has it. And the whistle blows and the foul goes against.
Johnson has 3 pretty good perimeter shooters in Stoudemire, Tillman, and Edwards. And of course, the big guys can rotate high and low against this zone.
Mutombo.
What a pass by Edwards. Of course, not a bad target.
Down to a 7-point lead by the Musketeers with 8:53 remaining.
This is where things get into the head. Almost stepped on the backcourt, Jamal Walker. Nice.
Pump fake. Misses. Hill loses the handle on the rebound, and David Edwards, the little man who's been playing big.
He's been confident from the first day on the floor for Georgetown.
Thompson said he would get to this point, but he thought it might be next year as Morning takes the shot.
He can make that, though. That's a good shot for Georgetown.
Tillman thought he had knocked it off a Xavier player as Thompson trying to run through the options he has.
While the organization there, they're going offense, defense quickly. Mike Riley making sure Allen got in, didn't waste any time. They've been able to beat Georgetown's press with the dribble. Walker. Without coming down.
Back to a 9-point lead.
Jamal Walker is going to turn it over, James, against the Georgetown press. And this is a tough pass by Edwards. Tillman doesn't look good on it, but it's really David Edwards' fault.
And Thompson trying to keep it under 10. Calls timeout.
Friday night with
The Volvo 2.
was if you have your best player on the bench, he is of no value.
Yours truly was one to question that. I really did, and you're right. When we asked, that's what he said. He said, "You got the only way we can win is have Bo in there."
Caleb hits the first free throw. 84-75. Steve Fisher enjoying a tremendous run in postseason play in his short tenure at Michigan. 84-76. And back comes Walker. Lowry, pass Robinson.
Whoa, now you won't see that very often. Not anybody jet past Ramil Robinson.
20 points for Lowry. Higgins, and a couple of Lions converge on him, out of bounds to Michigan.
In the game for Loyola Marymount, Jeff Pryor.
Jeff Pryor back into the game for Loyola. 42, Eric Riley for Michigan. And Per Steamer with 4 personal fouls back into the lineup.
Chris Scott.
They got the big body back in there because Eric Riley comes in. Scott did a good job. Coming in off the bench, got rebound.
And adjust.
A good job under the fire.
Here's Terry Mills, stripped to the ball. Outlet for Kimball, who tracks it down. Pryor out of the corner. He will nail that shot all day long. He has 27 out of bounds, and it belongs to Loyola Marymount.
Most guys can come down, bring it back out. Not him. Always with the full throttle, but he better be careful. The heart of a champion Georgetown possesses, and you can't dribble through everybody.
Walker goes through 2 people and scores. Back out to an 11-point Xavier lead thanks to his 13th point by Jamal Walker, 6 assists and 3 rebounds. And Edwards answers right back with a 3.
Counters. Well, right now, if I were asked, I would go to Vegas with Jamal Walker. He is on a roll.
Edwards not doing badly with 15 points as Xavier throws it away and it goes back to Georgetown.
This is not supposed to happen against the big people. And the one time after this goal that he makes a pass instead of dribbling it goes out of bounds, James, maybe he should beat the zone trap with the dribble.
Mark Tillman replacing Antoine Stoudemire. David Edwards, big game, 3 for 3 from 3-point land, 15 points, averaging 5 points.
Tough mentally and very confident.
Morning wasn't ready for the pass. And showed it by walking.
No.
Thompson disagrees.
What happened was he caught it and got bumped, and the lead foot moved twice. And just a tough play. He didn't expect to pass, in fairness to Alonzo Mourning either.
John Thompson going with the defensive quickness with Anthony Allen in, replacing Mutombo.
Edwards almost caused the turnover.
Here comes Walker. 1-on-2 again.
Would somebody talk to Jamal Walker? You've got to respect those big guys.
Walker, nice pass to Strong. Off Xavier, Georgetown's ball. And Mutombo back in for Georgetown, replacing Allen.
Pete Dillon said, we're going to fight that fire with fire. Maybe we have a cigarette lighter, and they have a blast furnace. They have not backed off at all. Now the question of judgment comes into play for Xavier.
Edwards. Fouled out front by Tyrone Hill.
That's it.
And that may be all for Tyrone Hill.
What a nickel-dime foul for him to commit.
Very careless foul by Tyrone Hill. The conference player of the year.
You don't like to make it automatic, James, out on the floor. He's just beaten. He could have trailed and swiped with his size. Unnecessary.
Tyrone Hill leaves the game with 13 points and 7 rebounds. 7 points under his season average. And 5 under his rebound average. And the floor general for the Hoyas, David Edwards, asks for a little bit of the perspiration to be wiped off.
He tells all the Georgetown players what to do. He might as well tell the team of officials what to do.
He's the same guy that grabbed the ear of Mutombo and Mourning and pulled them down to his side.
He had to jump and get it, though.
But he did it.
Shot at Tyrone Hill, Withrow High School, where Rick Callaway, Sal Thompson, and Lewis Warren, who's here, went.
And possession arrow favors Xavier on the tie-up.
Right now, Peak-Gillin needs Williams to step up and play well, and Strong to be even bigger and tougher than ever.
Gladden, Williams, Walker, Strong, and Brantley, the 5 for Xavier.
This is the 1-2-2. You trap on the wings if you can. They go over the top to diffuse the press.
And Edwards temporarily steals it back to Xavier.
He is amazing, isn't he? Never gives up on the traps.
5:56 remaining in the contest. Xavier on top, 65-57.
Now, Xavier not known for great half-court offense. It's always wide open. Have to be conscious of what a good shot is.
Gladden. Rebounded by Allen. This is Tillman.
They got the cross court if they look. Bryant.
Mutombo fouled by Aaron Williams. Nice look by Bryant.
Only a senior would make that kind of pass in such a tough situation. Experience showing, and of course the giveaway by Williams. This would be tough to contest. Standing, it would be difficult. Jumping, impossible. Lane violation. Look at another one.
1-1. And the coach's eyes caught it.
It's not like you're keeping Mourning away. Look how early Aaron Williams is in.
Mutombo does not capitalize.
Jim Nance in New York will get you right back to that game, but in the meantime, closing seconds, 22 seconds to go. Northern Iowa chipping away with some threes. Let's go to Richmond and join Brent and Billy for the finish.
Brent Musburger with Billy Packer. Welcome those of you who have been watching Georgetown and Xavier. Down to the last 22 seconds. Minnesota has the ball, and you can see a summary of that. And Billy, from an overview standpoint, these Panthers of Northern Iowa, of Cedar Falls, Iowa, they just don't quit.
No, they don't quit, and they're going to go into full court pressure situation. Obviously, it's a 1-and-1, so they can foul, and a good job by Minnesota to get the ball in the hands of the fellow who's had the hot hand today, Burton.
Burton has had his career game here today. 34 points for Coach Clem Haskins. And he'll come up to the free throw line. Already Syracuse has advanced on the road down to New Orleans. And now Burton. And this is the moment for Minnesota. 21 seconds. He missed the second shot in a 1-on-1 his last time at the free throw line. He's 7 of 10 from the line here today. 12 rebounds to go with his 34 points.
Brett, Minnesota not putting everybody on the line. I think that's a mistake in this part of the game because they rebound so well offensively.
Now the lead is at 4 with 21 seconds. And that was a dagger. And now Minnesota closing in on New Orleans. Last 18 seconds. Newby, they have a block by Lynch, and that's going to do it. 13 seconds left.
Got a foul.
Intercepted. They hit Reese. Reese jams it. Still 5 seconds to go. 81-78. And this game is over. Minnesota advances to the Sweet 16. For the second straight year. And they have got a tough assignment down in New Orleans. Next weekend, it'll be Syracuse. It's eliminated Virginia here earlier today. And on the other side of that bracket, Michigan State will play Georgia Tech. So the Southeast is full. And for Northern Iowa, just a glorious story, but they come up short here by 3 points. It's over. And he's happy. And she's not.
Clem Haskins has his team in the Sweet 16 for the second straight year. They'll meet Syracuse for the first time ever next week. Let's get back now to Long Beach.
And they've got to use Strong, I think, if they're going to have any control of the outcome.
Strong certainly played big in the first half. Bill Raftery, Anthony Allen assessed the person to foul his second. As Jamie Gladden nails the first free throw.
Jeff Fulgerson, the athletic director at Xavier, was an assistant athletic director down in Washington for Frank Rienza, and of course worked with John Thompson. So some family ties in this ball game.
Maybe a little too close for John Thompson. A 7-point Xavier lead with 4:19 remaining. And Tilt can't convert in traffic. Mutombo
taking over. And that shot down.
Threw down the hook. Took the words out of my mouth. A 5-point Xavier lead.
They've got to keep him out of the 3-second lane. He's been touching it 3 times and has been effective.
Rebound, Mutombo.
Composure and control right now. Xavier letting it slip away.
And Mourning emphatically
with a message. That's got to be a double. Good call.
Georgetown trailing now only by 3 with 3:35 remaining. And here's the poise and patience of an experienced team.
Jamal Walker has to calm down, take over, and get into their half-court sets.
Edwards for 3, and we're tied. Davenport. A 2.
Without the dribble to the postman.
Welcome to those of you who were watching the Northern Iowa-Minnesota contest that Minnesota won here in Indianapolis. We've got a 2-point Xavier lead over Georgetown with 2:30 remaining. A big floor game and scoring game from David Edwards, the little man for the Hoyas. And Georgetown has battled back from a 16-point halftime deficit. And this is David Edwards up to Tillman. And we've got a tie ball game again.
Xavier tried to use some clock. They challenged inside, didn't have a good opportunity, and it's been the pressure, relentless defensively by Georgetown that's gotten them back into this.
And Pete Gillen wants a timeout with the tie ball game.
The purest shape ever given to a high-performance sedan is...
You're not to shoot. If you're open, we'll tell you shoot the ball.
17 points, 8 rebounds for Steamer as Caleb returns to the Michigan lineup.
Chris Stein is in the game for Loyola Marymount.
And while the faces are not happy ones on the Wolverine side, over at Loyola Marymount side, they are ecstatic as Bo Kimball takes a rest.
You and I just looked at each other. Per Steamer shot the ball and was on his way back before he got to the rim.
Higgins with the bucket.
Michigan basket by Sean Higgins.
Which is just fine with Loyola Marymount. Back comes Fryer. Chris Knight. That won't go. And they crash the boards, and the foul goes against the Lions.
Now that's a shocker. You got George.
For it. People keep asking me how it.
Chris Knight has fouled out of the game with 4 points, 6 rebounds.
but give the young man credit. He played with a lot of heart. He kept some balls alive, you know, and that's what he really needed to do, was to keep it alive.
Students will be ready in 92. Keep training on. Going for the gold next time.
You gotta believe when it's Miller Lite, less Philly tastes great.
A tie ball game. Georgetown used a 23-9 run to get back into this game. Key stat there, Xavier without any timeouts with 2:02 remaining. And we welcome those of you who've been watching Loyola Marymount and Michigan here to the Midwest Region second round game. Georgetown Xavier battling for the right to move on to the round of 16 in Dallas. 1:54 remaining, all tied at 70 apiece.
Straight up man-to-man.
This is Xavier.
Watch him double on the dribble, particularly with Walker.
Walker off the mark, but rebounded by Aaron Williams, who gets a big basket over Morning.
Baptism of fire in one of the most important games in Xavier's history. And Walker tags the ever active David Edwards.
Georgetown decreased the number of turnovers, increased their field goal shooting percentage. Tyrone Hill fouled out for Xavier, a big loss. Their leading scorer at 20 a game. So Xavier operating without any timeouts and their leading scorer.
And that's because of the aggressive play of the dribblers of Georgetown. They took it to Hill.
David Edwards misses a free throw. He's got 18 on the game. Has yet to convert from the free throw line at 0 for 2. Cuts the Musketeers' lead to 1 with 1:28 remaining. Amy Gladden, Jamal Walker, Derek Strong, Aaron Williams, and Michael Davenport, the 5 in for Xavier.
When you're not you're the type of team that likes to rev it up, and you're not used to holding it, you've got to be concerned about what type of shot you end up with at the end of the shot sequence. Xavier not used to this.
Oh, blocked by Mutombo. Morning trying to tap it ahead to Bryant, and Edwards.
Oh, it's just
steal it back to Xavier.
Great all-out effort.
7-second difference between the game clock and the shot clock. Xavier holding on to a 1-point lead over the third-seeded Hoyas of Georgetown.
Walker very calm.
And Walker pushed from behind by David Edwards.
He was taking a look at the time, but a big effort defensively by Georgetown. They just didn't come up clean after the shot block.
23 seconds remaining. Xavier with no timeouts, leading by 1.
They may get one. I think John may be looking to call one just before the ball is handed. Now he's waving it off.
Number 10, Walker.
Timeout in the action. 23 seconds remaining. The Hoyas down by 1.
Yo, Mars Blackman in the house with action photos. My main man, Money. This is Money slamming in Detroit. Boston. Must be Bird. DC. Come on. Yeah. Shut up. You're the LA. Yeehaw! Denver. Some serious hang time. Must be the mountain air. San Francisco. Moscow. Paris. Oui. Walla Walla. Budapest. Be tranquility.
Just how many hand tools does it take to remove Pontiac Transport's innovative modular seats? Only 2. Transport, the Pontiac of minivans. How many different ways can you arrange the modular seats and cargo area of the new Pontiac Transport? Who knows? Transport, the Pontiac of minivans.
We build excitement, transport.
This young woman is an owner of a major U.S. corporation, and she can't wait to get to work.
Okay, you're all set with a Cadillac.
Avis Incorporated is the only major rent-a-car company owned by its corporate employees.
Cadillac for $49 a day, aren't you saying that? I know the owner.
Get fast service on a Cadillac for $49 a day. At Avis, we're trying harder than ever.
Benny's cover could be shattered.
I want to be paid cash up front.
Unless Frank takes a gamble.
Where the hell have you been?
That could destroy the town. Wise guy, stranger in a strange town.
In games decided by 5 points or less this season, Xavier has been very calm and collect, 4-1. At the free throw line, Jamal Walker.
On the miss, Xavier will try and tip it back, and of course Georgetown will try and react and grab it. Now, James, if he happens to make this, now I still think John Thompson can go inside to the big guy, get the deuce, and call his timeout and get his press organized.
Not take the three.
Not take the three, doesn't have to. Plenty of time.
This would make it a 3-point lead.
And they're looking for the three.
Tillman for three. In and out. Xavier with the ball. And Aaron Williams is fouled. A freshman, only a 38% free throw shooter, trying to add to a 3-point lead. Rebounded by Mutombo with 10 seconds remaining. Stolen, but foul.
Now here's the
Walker
danger
on Edwards.
A lot of people, and you'll hear this controversy, should we foul them and put them on the line so they can't tie? Give them a chance for two. The dilemma, the size of Georgetown. There is nobody quicker in the country on a missed free throw to the ball than Alonzo Mourning. He's got Williams, an inexperienced freshman, trying to check him with a smaller Gladden. So if he makes one...
Maurice Brantley in for size, rebounding purposes, replacing the smaller Gladden, who's only 6 feet. And David Edwards at the free throw line, a 71% free throw shooter. Misses. Mourning with the tap, misses. And Mourning fouls, and that should be all for Alonzo Mourning. Maurice Brantley, a 6'6" freshman at the free throw line, only a 61% free throw shooter with 6 seconds remaining and a 3-point Xavier lead.
Nobody down to pressure if he happens to miss. They've got a chance to get another three.
Up to Edwards. Foul with 2 seconds remaining.
Now here's the situation, James. Make the first. Obviously missed the second with the soft touch. Unfortunately, Mourning not in the game, but you got Mutombo and John pondering on the sideline. Exactly. Now he's going to tell or direct Mark Tillman as for what Edwards exactly should do.
Then it's obvious that Edwards ought to attempt to miss to the side of Mutombo.
Allen they're going for to be on the other side. So they'll probably take Stoudemire out.
And that's exactly what happens. But still you would miss to the side of Mutombo.
Or in the front, if you could. You know what I mean? Usually pick a side.
It's over. Xavier knocks off the 3 seed, Georgetown. Obviously elated Pete Gillen, Coach of the Year in the Midwestern Collegiate Conference, and his Musketeers have knocked off the mighty Hoyas. Now let's join Bill Raftery in the middle of a jubilant huddle with Pete Gillen.
We get it. Pete, congratulations. You look like Rolly with the shirt out. Just as big a win as he had.
I wrinkle easily, that's all. I can wrinkle easily. Kids showed a lot of courage. We bent, but we didn't break, and they deserve it. You ought to talk to them.
You mentioned to me a win for the little guy.
One for the little guy. Hey, Georgetown's got a great team. John Tom's a great coach. Our kids just played great today. We're very fortunate to win.
Jamal, hey, Jamal, you are unbelievable with the basketball. You've got to drive Pete Gillen nuts.
Me and Coach Gillen, sometimes, we go through problems, but I think he lets me do what I have to do to win the games. I'm glad he does that, let me free sometimes. I just want to say hi to New York, everybody, Cincinnati. Thanks a lot.
All right, congratulations, big guys. Okay, James.
Well, Pete Gillen said before the game he thought Georgetown might be closer to the man upstairs. Not now. Xavier, 74-71 over Georgetown. So Xavier joins Texas in the round of 16 in Dallas. The Chevrolet players of the game, Jamal Walker from Xavier and David Edwards from Georgetown. For Bill Raftery, I'm James Brown saying so long from the Hoosier Dome in Indianapolis, Indiana. Let's go back to our New York studio and Jim Nance.
Now this is a change. Loyola Marymount is going into a mile 4 corner.
Paul Westhead says go after it with 10 seconds on the shot clock. And there's a foul. Turnovers have been the downfall of Michigan today, and Loyola Marymount has taken advantage. 42 points off of turnovers, and of course the Lions hit their 3-pointers.
Well, they've been hitting their 3-pointers, but they've been creating opportunities for those 3-pointers by the fact that they've had full court pressure. This young man here, Tom Peabody, has come up with turnovers. He's created turnovers, played a great all-around game. But they, as I said, they've been able to get superior effort from everybody on their team to make up for whatever loss they have in rebounding and scoring points.
Meanwhile, Pierce Steamer has left the game with 21 points. Terry Mills out, Loy Vaught in for the Wolverines. And Tom Peabody out of the game now. Jeff Pryor comes in. And Peabody gets a well-deserved reception on the Loyola bench. Higgins, 3-pointer, nails it.
Well, if anybody can stick it on Michigan's team, it's Sean Higgins. But as I said, at this point, you get the tempo. If you want it up, then you move it back into Loyola's game. And Loyola is just going to let some of the air out of the ball. They want to just use time off the clock.
Outside Pryor for 3.
That's how you use time off the clock, Greg.
If it's not time off the clock, it's points on the board. 9 out of 13 from three-point land for Jeff Fryer, and 35 points today. Tolbert inside for 2. But a 3-for-2 exchange will not get you back even with Loyola Marymount. Meanwhile, Michigan over the 100-point mark for the 7th time this season. Under 3.5 to play. There's a traveling violation. We have 3 minutes, 14 seconds remaining to be played in the game. Here in Long Beach, California, the Long Beach Arena has been alive from the start, as the Loyola Marymount Lions have pounded it again and again and lead it 134 to 103.
You got to call the bank when you shoot that one. You can't be over there banking the shot from over there. You know, the thing that I was really curious about with Loyola Marymount, and it's going to be paramount for them to do, regardless of their opponent for the next game, is how do they handle playing against such superior height? And they just try to take advantage of it with their strongest suit, which is speed. And that officials trying to find out whether this was goaltending, because Ramil Robinson came from nowhere.
Bo Kimball wants the 2. He's not going to get it, but he will get 2 free throws.
Bo Kimball always wants 2, at least 2, if not 3.
Back in the game for Loyola Marymount.
Sean Higgins, meanwhile, drew his 4th.
Bo Kimball at the free throw line, shooting 2.
Bo Kimball, 33 points, 8 rebounds.
You get help from people like Jeff Fryer. Paul Westhead's Lions have been able to get Bo his shots. Fryer's got his. Peabody's made his. That just loosens it up for everybody else. But I'll tell you what was really one of the good telltale signs for the Lions was when Per Steamer hits that long shot. Now it brings everybody away from the basket.
Robinson takes it to the hoop. 23 for Ramil Robinson.
That was not an easy shot.
And this is, as you said, not typical of Loyola Marymount. Fryer. Oh,
that is difficult. But you're right, the spread offense is not.
38 points for Fryer, 10 of 14 from behind the three-point line. Long bomb by Tolbert doesn't fall. And inside for Vaught.
Well, if you're wondering why Michigan doesn't try to call timeout, first of all, it's a substantial lead. The others, they only have 1 timeout. It's pretty hard for them to really do anything. By going into the next game, got to combat height again. Loyola Marymount, what are they going to do?
Lowry drives the baseline, but the reverse doesn't fall. 1.5 minutes to play. As Tony Tolbert slides in for 2.
And as I said, what is Loyola Marymount going to do? I asked Paul Westhead that before, and he said the same thing we always do.
41 for Jeff Fryer. And Fryer stepped back behind the three-point line for that last one. Let's see if they try to get Jeff Fryer another. He's 11 for 15 from three-point land.
He's put a show on here, Greg.
Seconds. Kimball scores. Tolbert inside for 2 for Michigan. Under half a minute now.
That's the thing about Loyola Marymount. It's a little hard to throttle that engine down. They're so used to going so fast.
And mass substitutions will probably take place here. getting the hero's welcome, as well he should. Bunch of Lions or what?
It really is, and what you see there is focused emotion. They put their emotions in the right place, got to focus on what they're trying to get accomplished. They came out and just flat out got it done today.
Coming up tonight here on CBS, of course, Sunday night means 60 minutes, followed by Murder, She Wrote, and then the CBS Sunday movie, Gunsmoke, The Last Apache. And it would appear Loyola Marymount is taking a few scalps here and there.
It's interesting. I looked at one of the assistant coaches for Loyola Marymount, and he's telling Bo, trying to give Bo the shooting stroke, like Bo needs help shooting the basketball or something.
And there's a running joke going back and forth between Bo and the bench. 37 for Kimball.
That man in the screen, both of those guys played outstanding game. Both Tom Peabody and Jeff Fryer just played great games. Scored, did everything they needed to do.
There's a whistle on the play.
Bye, Bo. You just fouled out.
Leading scorer, 37 points, 8 rebounds. He has done his part here today. No one wants to win for Hank Gathers more than Bo Kimball. Michael Talley with the foul. Excuse me.
Yeah, I was just going to say, Steve Fisher's, looking up. He's disappointed, I'm sure. His crew played well. But once they got out into that full court up and down game, it's just so difficult to play Loyola Marymount at that game because the thing Steve thought was that it was going to be rebounds. Well, yeah, rebounds are going to be an issue, but that's if the rebounds come within the reach of your players. When they start to be long rebounds, now quickness takes hold, and there was no question Loyola Marymount just had too much quickness.
And make no mistake about it, they have beaten a good ball club here today at the University of Michigan.
Yeah, you gotta count on it.
Marcellus Lee, a three-pointer! 2 seconds, 1 second. It has been an amazing display. Amazing display. And Loyola Marymount now qualifies to move on to the Western Regions with a 149-115 victory. From the West Region in Long Beach, our final score, Loyola Marymount 149, Michigan 115. They now join Nevada, Las Vegas, and Ball State in the West Region semifinals in Oakland, California, beginning Thursday night. Our Chevrolet most valuable players of the game for Loyola Marymount, Jeff Fryer and Rumeal Robinson for the University of Michigan. For Quinn Buckner, I'm Greg Gumbel. This has been a presentation of CBS Sports, home of the NCAA Championship.
The purest shape ever given to a